So last night I watched The Game Changers on Netflix, and it's meant to be the game-changing video that's going to get everyone to go vegan, or at least go plant-based diet, or at least I think Arnold Schwarzenegger at one point just said maybe just don't have meat one day a week, kind of stuff. Um, and I wasn't blown away. Maybe my expectations were higher than they should have been, but it was a bit boring. Like there was a couple of interesting bits, but for a good pile of it, it becomes a bit boring number crunching, looking at graphs going up and down and having a giggle at men having erections during the middle of the night. That was funny, but uh, other than that, it wasn't that great. Well, it was good, but there's a lot of other vegan kind of promotional documentaries. Earthlings also had what seemed like a lot of the same statistics as the Game Changers. Forks Over Knives, again, that seemed to have a lot of the kind of same. Granted, the same statistics are the same statistics, if that's what it is. Cowspiracy, another one. It just seemed to be kind of rehashing stuff which is already in other films, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're new to it, but if you're already vegan and you know a lot of kind of vegan personalities, it was like whoop-de-doo. It had Patrick Baboumian on it, and he lifts a heavy weight. Cool. With a bit of a heart-wrenching story for him. It had, I thought there was going to be a bit more Arnie in it. When Arnie came into it, it's just him sitting in front of a couch just saying, yeah, I used to eat meat. No, I try to do less. Is co-produced by Jackie Chan, or maybe not produced, but it's also Jackie Chan. I thought, cool, he's going to be in it as well. No, I didn't see him once in it. The other kind of stuff, like the tennis players, I thought Novak Djokovic might have been a bit more in it. It's just like screen grabs of him. Lewis Hamilton, we get a sound bite from him. Nothing really much going on there. There was a cyclist that I've never really heard of, American cycling team. There was, again, it was quite America focused. So there's an American football team, yeah, and American firefighters, yeah. So American football team again. If you're not into American football, you're like whoop-de-doo. Jeff wasn't that blown away. I was watching it thinking this is going to get me hyped up to go into the gym and do a massive workout, and like the opening scene was brilliant. Seeing that female sprinter lady and her abs as she's sprinting, I was like, that's awesome. That you could see that was 4K HDR amazingness that they shot that in. But it just kind of tails off. Like the second, or no, the last third of the film, I was sitting there just kind of going statistics, statistics, statistics. Yeah, 15% more cancer, 20% reduction in cancer, no dairy, blah blah. I was just like, boring. Get to showing me more cool stuff. Yeah, what I did like was the 60-year old grandparent who was ripped. But again, you're looking at that person kind of going, the vegan diet hasn't made him ripped. He's clearly somebody who is absolutely ripped all the time, and being vegan has helped him stay that way. But it's not like, go vegan, and when you're 60, you'll be like this guy. It's like there is a little bit pushing the boundaries, but like all the stats, all the facts that came out in it, I was like, can't dispute any of that. It just wasn't as interesting or as motivating as I was hoping to be. There was a lot of stats that just got boring for a while. And the actual main guy, he seems pretty cool. I'm thinking he's with his like martial arts, then doing in his legs, and then that's how he's like, right, I'm going to try and heal as fast as possible. He seems like a total badass. I respect him a lot. But yeah, I was just expecting more. I'm not saying it's a bad film. It just wasn't game change. Like, wait, yeah, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, James Cameron, and Jackie Chan. I'm thinking this is going to be like Aliens and Terminator and some films that Jackie Chan's in. That's going to be amazing, with amazing footage of like one of the main guy that kind of got me into veganism was reading the book Eat and Run. Was it Eat and Run? Run and Eat, something like that. Scott Jurek, and he's doing an super duper ultra marathon. He's having to do 2 marathons every day for like 45 days. You're like, wow, that's cool. But it was split so much throughout the film. It was like, here's Scott Jurek. He's going to do a run at the first 5 minutes of the film. And then 30 minutes later, it's like, oh, he's been running 2 marathons a day. And he's really behind schedule. You're like, oh, wait, yeah, I forgot about that guy who was even in the film. And then at the very end of the film, it's like, and he won. You're like, what was he doing again? And it's the same with Patrick Baboumian. He, at the start, is like, oh yes, I want to lift the heaviest weights. And then it kind of tailed off. And then it came back to him really late on. I was just like, I'm missing a lot of stuff. I think Patrick probably got the most amount of airtime in the film going on there. But I was expecting more, especially with James Cameron. I was expecting better footage. But just nah. I think forks over knives if you're wanting to do veganism for health. Cowspiracy if you want to do veganism for environmental reasons. And this was meant to be doing it for athletic performance. And it's there, but again, if you're following people who are already athletic, if you're following Patrick Baboumian, if you're following vegan weightlifters like Clarence Kennedy, who's like squats 600 pounds and does clean and jerks with huge amounts and is vegan. If you go to one of the best vegans for a while, what was his name? Timothy. What's his name? Tim Sheaf. It would have been cool. I think some of the footage of him would have been cool, but Tim went a bit crazy, or was always a bit crazy, and wasn't the best. I got the impression that they potentially had more footage, more athletes, more interesting people, but they had to cut a lot of that out and just fill it with stats and doctors talking, which I suppose you kind of need, but it wasn't quite as inspirational as I was hoping for. It was more like a medical documentary with a couple of athletes in it telling you that you can get great erections. Yeah. I think it could have been better, and I think the editing process may have taken some of the spark out of it. But let me know what you thought of the film. Cyclists. This lady, she was amazing. Look at that body, and she seems cool. He was just kind of, I don't know who he was. There's a lot of people I didn't know as well. So yeah, and if I wasn't into veganism, I wouldn't have known about Patrick Baboumian, or any of them really. Yeah, so that's where I thought if Arnie's in it, cool. We all know Arnie. And you have the Terminator soundtrack in the background, and you're like, yeah, cool, let's see what Arnie's going to say. And he's just sitting in front of a couch. I was like, could have been killer. Cheers, bye-bye.